everybody, Daisha here with my Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And I would like to share some from the power of the heart. And actually, it's called Finding Your True Purpose in Life. And we will be watching this weekend the movie based off this book for our movie night. So I'm super excited. I decided to do that movie this last month, and then I found the book at the thrift store. So isn't that sweet coincidences? All right. So it says, if you radiate genuine love and compassion, you will ultimately receive love and compassion back. If, on the other hand, you radiate fear and suspicion, you will encounter situations full of fear and suspicion. It is simplistic to say that if you are angry today, you will attract angry people tomorrow. But if you are generally rather tough and distrustful, you will, in the long term, attract people who have those personalities and attitudes. You are attracted to people with the same energy, and you attract people who experience the world as you do. They understand you, and you understand them. You could say that you receive from the world what you give to the world. So your intention is the cause that gives rise to the same effect. And really, intention is everything in our life. It sets the direction for everything. So what we place our attention on is what our intention will be. So what that means is whatever we think about the most, our thoughts, those are going to be our intention. Those are our prayers that we are continually sending out to the universe. You know, and like they said, it's not just, you know, if you have a bad moment or, you know, you're going through a rough time, that you can't change the trajectory or the outcome of that, or you can't, you know, recognize that and change your intention. Or if you're, you know, your intention is generally peaceful and loving and you have a week of this stress coming up, that stress is coming up for a reason. And that aggravation or whatever you're going through is coming up for a reason, so you can look at it. And so that you can let it go and you can get on with the peaceful, loving intentions that you generally have. And so we don't have to be fearful in those moments. And I used to be, you know, fearful in those times when I was just, you know, finding out about all this, that I, you know, didn't want to actually look at those emotions, because I was like, I thought that's what I would be manifesting. But I needed to look at those emotions and deal with them, because they were coming up for reasons, so that I could look at them, I could love them, I could integrate them into my being. And it says, your primary intention needs to be your state of consciousness at this moment. Your intention needs to be connectedness with the heart at this moment. And that's from Eckhart Tolle. What you mean is what you get. Once you decide to live in connectedness with your heart, you experience a different, more positive reality. Because your intention originates in your heart, it enables you to attract the energy of harmony and love. Your intention is the quality of consciousness that infuses your actions. The intention at the root of your action matters. The energy of your intention influences the consequences of your actions. Every word you speak and everything you do is infused with consciousness. If you think in terms of giving, you will attract like-minded souls with whom you create a reality of generosity, a reality that reflects intention. This way may well be one of the greatest truths of the universe. which is sometimes called karma. If you create from the heart, nearly everything works. If from the head, almost nothing. And that's from Mark Chago. So of course, there will always be unpleasant things in life that you cannot influence, which are out of your control. However, there are also plenty of things that slip out of your control because you are not fully aware of the intention underlying your actions. That is why it is important to be mindful of the energy you create. And Deepak Chopra writes in the Book of Secrets, every significant vital sign, the body temperature, heart rate, oxygen consumption, hormone level, brain activity, and so on, alters the moment you decide to do anything. Decisions are signals telling your body, mind, and environment to move in a certain direction. So whenever you feel that your life is slipping out of control, that you are being manipulated by those around you, that things are not going your way, choose to think and act with a positive intention and a positive mindset. Think of good ways in which to look at your situation. You're more likely to find opportunities than you would have otherwise have missed. And Martin Luther King Jr. says, the time is always right to do what is right. So what intentions are we sending out? And as Deepak talks about, every vital sign is a signal to your body of what you're creating. So if we're stressed, if we're living in fear, we're telling our bodies, our intention, our environment, that's what we want more of. But if we're living in love, if we're living in joy, if we're living in peace, we're telling our body, our environment, that's what we want more of. And the thing with this, the higher vibrations of the love and the joy and the peace and the freedom, is that these things come through the trials and the tribulations, and to be able to hold on to them no matter what. And in one of my songs, that is the basis for the song, is the chorus is, I want to be love, I want to be joy, I want to have peace, no matter what's going on. These are the vibrations that I long for, that I want my ultimate intention to be, no matter what is going on around me. And yes, it's not always the easiest. But when we can find those spots, we find that things are easier to deal with. When we change our perception of this the situation that we think is just so negatively, and like we're being attacked or whatever is happening to us. Instead, change your perception to, what can I learn from this? How can I grow in a positive direction from this? Because everything that is in our lives, we have asked for it to be there. And I keep stressing that because it's the truth. And whether we want to believe it or not, it doesn't change the truth. It doesn't need you to believe it for it to be true. But we invite everything in our lives for our positive growth. So what do you want your intentions to be? Ask your heart. Go into your heart space. And tell your heart your desires, and you will find if it is, a desire from your mind, or if it is true and it resonates with your heart. It resonates from the core of your being, from your divinity. Your heart will show you how to achieve this. Of course, there's this quote by Maya Angelou, oh, here it is, that I kept opening up to. And it talks about that. It says, you may intend to have $1 million, and that intention will lead you to rob a bank or to mug somebody in the street. Your intention might be to have this woman. I want this woman. I want this for I want this man for my man. However, if we really want the thing, go to the heart and say, this is what I want. And the heart can say, well, I'll help you get it. I'll show you how to get it. You must be willing to work now. Trust me now, and then you can have it. Yes, if it is not going to hurt anyone else. Yes. So how we achieve these things, our heart, our connection with the divine will show us if it's for the greatest good of ourselves and for those around us. There's things that we want that maybe we're not ready for. Or, like Maya says, it's hurting somebody else. Sure, I want $1 million, but, I'm just going to rob this bank and then I'll get it and then I'll do good things with it. But the likelihood of that working out for you is, it's pretty slim. Sure, it's a possibility because there's infinite possibilities in the universe, but so what do you want your intention to be? What direction do you want to take your divine expression in? And what do you want to bring forth for the greatest good of yourself and the universe? And how to live in joy and peace and love no matter what's going on. And ultimately, those things will bring everything into balance. Into the state where you can handle anything. And as I talked about yesterday, I learned that home is wherever you are, but also that if you can handle this earth realm and stay in that state of peace and that state of joy and that state of love, we can handle anything, anywhere, throughout this entire cosmos, this galaxy, this existence, this whatever. It's finding that balance and setting the intention from your heart that is going to bring you to this coexistence with your divine expression and the whole of the universe. Will bring you into balance with everything. So be mindful of your intentions and be mindful of where they're coming from to make sure they are from your heart. And that you listen to your heart when you are asking, how do I achieve this? This is my desire, because we're allowed to have desires. And the universe wants to fulfill our heart's desires. These desires that match up with our divine expression. It's not all about, well, I gotta do all this work just so I can get this one thing. The universe wants to continually bless you. It's our perception and our intentions that prevent us from, being blessed and receiving the desires of our hearts. We're the only ones stopping that. We're stopping that connection. So, just remember to always go first to your heart, to live in that space, to create from that space. And to remember that everything is for your positive growth. And you are eternally adored and loved beyond measure, beyond comprehension. So I love you. And I will be back tomorrow.